things that we have is get a motion to appoint Wendy Lang in the juvenile director position. Wendy was hired on as our deputy director. And since that time, Eric Fromdahl has been put on essentially permanent medical leave until his retirement date, and we won't expect him back. And Wendy is in the driver's seat. So I would appreciate a motion to appoint Wendy as the juvenile director position on LPSCC.
I move to appoint Wendy Lang as the juvenile director position on LPSCC.
Second.
We have a motion by Nikki Messenger in 4 or 5 seconds, and all those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? I see none opposed, and then I'll give it to Corey because I know she's got one other thing here that we got to get done.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Thank you guys all for making a priority to do this sort of on short notice.
Yes, we greatly appreciate it. So the reason why is because for our Justice Reinvestment Program grant, they now wanted us to not only have the support letter, which you guys voted for Chair Boyce to be able to do, but now they want us to vote on the formula grant budget and victim services and competitive grant. So I'm going to go through this kind of quick. I'll send this out post our meeting too, so you guys have it if you want to look at it again. But our final grant is due July 25th. They will come up with some funding recommendations early September, and by mid-September, they'll give out the final award decisions to us. And there's going to be a short protest period in October, and the project period for the whole entire project is supposed to be July 1, 2025 to August 31st, 27, even though we won't have the funds first thing. So with our GRC feedback, we actually had a pretty good one. The main thing that they were looking at with us is that they want us to explain our recent increased sentence lengths for drug crimes. So on this slide here, I'm showing the baseline is 1,500. And as you can see, Douglas County has a lot of peaks and valleys. There are a good chunk of time when we were definitely in huge chunks of deficit, but since 25, we are going up. But if you look at the tipping point here earlier in 25, we were higher and we have slightly decreased. And these numbers went through March. This slide here shows basically what the main crimes are being covered of what they're looking at, which is property, drug, and driving and Dewey offenses. And when we compare ourselves to the state and then our most closest counties, we are the red line here. So we're pretty much in the middle. Again, we swooped down in 24 below everybody, but then we've slowly increased. But we're not the highest, but we're not the lowest. So we're good in the middle for everybody for the comparison to our peers. So for our programs for JRP, what we provide is for the Residential Substance Abuse Treatment Program, which is RSAT in our jail, and then transitional housing. We've found that it's really important for these folks when they're getting out of RSAT that they're going into clean and sober living arrangements. So it's usually a Graham house or it's Oxford housing. Some of them may have their own place to live, but it's not very common. They're usually placed into clean and sober living. So last time when we had our buy-in and budgeted, we totaled $1,311,900. For this next budget, we're looking at $1,377,498. So that's only a small increase, a little over $65,000. The reason for this is because a lot of people are trying to get added in parts of this grant, and so they do not have enough funds for everyone. So if all the counties choose their top amount that they could use during based on the formula, then we could all see a 28% reduction across the board. And so they're asking the counties to please not choose the full entire max if they don't think they need it, and then hopefully we won't have to have that big cut later on. Part of this grant program is to help provide for victim services in the area. We do not put a bid out for this because we only have two, which are Douglas Cares and Peace at Home, who are also LPSCC members. And then the third piece is the competitive grant. I put arrows here to show this is the amount that the county can be awarded. And so that's the fixed amount. Again, this is the part where they said, you know, if you don't need the full amount, please make sure you really only ask for what you want, because there could be that 28% reduction. So we did look at numbers, and we're going to ask for about $16,504 less than what the grant was allowing. So if we did actually get 28% reduction, we could lose $97,000 off of our grant. So we're hoping other counties don't take the full amount, so we don't all have to give the 28% ding. Ellen created this budget sheet to show the amounts I just showed for what we're asking for the competitive grant, and then the total amount for JRP funding, and then with everything involved for JRP, competitive and victim services combined would be $1,902,554.96. For LPSCC, what we need to go through now and vote on are the 3 different items for our formula grant, victim services, and competitive. So I'm going to stop sharing this one. Before we go to vote, are there any questions? I know I buzzed through that fast. I said I would try to be as quick and timely as possible, so since we called a quick meeting. We're pretty much status quo as far as our services for the competitive portion that pays for personnel. So there isn't much else we can do with that one. Does anyone have a quick question? Are you guys okay with what we're proposing? Yes, go ahead, Joe.
Just a couple of, I guess, questions. One is, I'm anticipating that everyone's going to ask for the max or pretty close to it for a variety of reasons. So have we identified what that looks like if we absorb that whole reduction?
Yeah, we're still working on that. As I mentioned, that would probably take out around 97,000 off of it, which is personnel. So we'd have to divvy in between and see which is provided. Right now, the DDA cost hasn't been coming through as consistent. So that might be an area we can pull back from a little bit, because other grants are utilizing the DDA. So we can't have them double with that service. And so I know it's being used elsewhere. So we haven't been charged as much as what we have allowed.
Okay. And then the second question was, I guess, had to do with, you mentioned they're asking for more information.
Correct.
Have they provided you with any information about what those specific cases are that are driving that?
No, and I did pose that with them, and they didn't really give me an answer back. So they wanted us to look on our end what we felt like was causing the increase in the lengthy stays for the drug crimes.
All right, so just so I'm clear, so they have the data, so
Correct.
we'd have to request the data from them to then turn around and examine the data to tell. Okay.
Yes.
All right. It's probably a conversation I think the two of us can have offline. So
yeah, and Robert Wilson was looking into that for us because he's the one that tracks that more closely.
Okay.
Yes, Nikki.
I'm just curious, as they look at that, if they've looked at the correlation with just staffing levels and those peaks and valleys, because that's going to have an impact too.
Correct.
Staffing, not just on law enforcement, but even the DA's office. And, you know, if they've suddenly got more, I don't know if they do or not, but if they've had more staff to prosecute some cases that maybe they've been sitting on.
They have increased some of their staff, thankfully, in the DA's office, but I mean, I don't think they're at full staff yet.
well, just to add one more thing to that too, we are, and we have been for a bit now, on the higher end of underrepresented folks in the state in terms of defense attorneys as well. So we've got a combination of two things. I think last time I looked, we were like 5th or 6th on the list in terms of pure numbers as well. So that means the cases that we're moving forward are the highest, usually the highest risk, and looking at some of the most time as well. So.
Correct. See, I don't see any other hands. Any other quick questions? Oh, go ahead, Jerry. You have to unmute. You're muted. Jerry, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yep, now we can.
Okay, just for point of order, I joined the meeting when Chairman Boyce called the meeting to order. So if you had a roll call, I missed it. I just want to make sure you know I'm present and ready for the vote.
Okay. We did not do a formal roll call because I have all the names showing, which I can pull as our
Thank you.
data. But thank you.
Chair Boyce, are you ready for a motion?
I am, please.
I can put my sheet up to show everyone real quick. So
I've got it.
Okay.
I move to approve the suggested budget for the 2025-27 JRP grant for $1,377,498.
Do we have a second?
I would second that.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
We have just a second for discussion. I wanted to,
Sure. Yep.
I just want to abstain for DAP since we're a direct beneficiary of the grant.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Anything else, Corey?
So the
Oh.
second piece would be for victim services. And this one I do need to have Sarah and Melanie. I don't know if Melanie's on here. Yep, Melanie's on here. Those two need to
Since
abstain.
I've got my agenda up, I'll go ahead and I move to approve Douglas Cares and Peace at Home as the two Douglas County Victim Services recipients from the JRP grant.
It's Greg, I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Someone started to say something there.
Sorry, Commissioner Boyce, this is Melanie. I just wanted to make sure Corey knew that I was here, and I am abstaining from the vote.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Who's voted opposed?
Jessica Oden, a victim of Douglas County court systems.
Jessica's not a member of the LPSCC committee.
It says citizens are able to appear.
Well, we appreciate you being here watching, but you're not able to vote on this issue. Anything else?
I move to approve the suggested JRP competitive grant budget for the 2025-27 in the amount of $330,072.
Seconded.
Who said that one?
I did.
Sorry, my screens keep saying the name, please.
Oh, Alan.
Alan, sorry. Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And victim services can vote on that one. Okay.
Okay,
Melanie, are you fine on that one?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
motion passed unanimously. Anything else, Corey?
That is it. We're just not going to have our standard meeting in August because we're doing the SIMMAC workshop September 23rd. I'll be sending an email out this week with some more detailed information. And once our workshop provider sends me more details, I'll add that out as well. So technically the next LPSCC meeting will be November 4th.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate everyone being here.
Thank you.
Meeting
Thanks for
adjourned.
the presentation, Corey.
Thank you.
Everybody,
That was
have a
helpful.
great day.